Welcome to the Bible in Plain View here at Philadelphia, Israel Church of Jesus, Philadelphia. My name is Brother Ira. I'll be your reader today. The teacher for this lesson will be Brother Rob, and today's lesson will be don't let your worship be in vain. Without further ado, take off, Brother Rob.
Yeah, thank you for the introduction, my brother.
Yeah.
As you said, title of the lesson is "Don't Let Your Worship Be in Vain." You know, a lot of people say they worship God, and not knowing the God that they actually worship. You know, so we're gonna give you some definitions on worship and vain, right? And the first one is vain. It says, produce no result, useless, empty, nothing, or worthless, no good produce. All right. Worship, to honor or show reverence for a divine being or supernatural power.
Okay.
So now we're going to put both of those things together and get the definition of both of them together. It says a disregarding God's instructions and approaching him on your own terms, which is often caused casual and disrespect. It's characterized by following human commandments instead of God's. It may appear pious, but lack genuine love for God.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, things that, people seem to think they're doing, it seems very good.
Right.
But they're not doing it according to what God is saying.
Right.
So, let's go to, we're going to start out this lesson in Proverbs chapter 30.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're going to see about how it is that you can worship the Lord in vain.
Right.
So Proverbs 30, and we're going to start at verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get there, go ahead, my brother.
Every word of God is them not before I die.
That's some good things, right? He said 2 things I'm requiring of you, right?
Yeah.
I just give them to me before I die, right?
Right.
And what is those things?
Remove far from me vanity and lies.
Uh-huh.
Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take thy name of my God in vain.
And this is how you can take the Lord's name in vain. This is part of that vain worship, because you're doing things that's going against his commandments.
Right.
It says, the 2 things that I require of thee, deny me them not before I die. He said, remove far from me vanity and lies.
Yeah.
Vain things that don't profit anything.
Right.
And lies.
Need nothing, right?
Lies is part of that 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 abominations, right?
Right.
So don't do that. And then he said, give me neither poverty nor riches. Because if you give him poverty, he's going to steal to feed his need, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if he get riches, he's going to forget about God.
Mm-hmm.
So he's telling him, please don't give me neither
who is
one of
God,
them.
right.
Just give me food convenient for me.
Okay.
So I can stay on the path and don't transgress your commandments.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to go to Proverbs chapter 12.
Yes, sir. Back it up a little, Tim.
Yeah, back up. And we're going to do one verse there.
Mm-hmm. He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread.
See, you got land, you got some things in there, you know what I mean? It's your land. He said you're going to till the ground and you're going to be satisfied with the bread that you have.
Right.
You'll be content with what you have,
You
right?
work for it, right?
Yeah, that you work for.
Mm-hmm.
But what?
But he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding.
So if you following somebody that's vain, that don't have nothing good going, it says you are void of understanding. You have no knowledge of what God got going on for you. So let's go to Jeremiah chapter 7.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm-hmm. In other words, all worship ain't good worship.
All worship ain't good worship.
Okay.
Because the main part about worship, you need to know what you're doing.
Right.
That's why he said the man is void of understanding. If you don't know what you're doing in your worship, you're doing it for nothing.
Right.
It's vain.
Right.
It's
Right.
for nothing. As we know, as I said the definition earlier, it's useless.
Right.
It's
So,
for nothing.
so when somebody say like, come to God, you can come to God
As you
As you are.
Nah,
I guess that's not.
You can come the first time and be as you are, but once you get there, there's some
Yeah,
change
some
that needs
changes
to
need
happen.
to
Yes,
start happening,
there has a big
before
change
you
need to
approach the
happen.
Lord, right?
Because once you start finding out what you got to do for the Lord, if you don't change, you on that ticket to the one-way ticket to the lake of fire.
Yeah, with gasoline boots on.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, sir.
Jeremiah 7. We're gonna do 21 through 28.
Okay. Ready? Thus say the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, put your burnt offerings to your sacrifices and eat flesh.
See, we gotta also understand all the time when it says, "Thus said the Lord," the Lord is talking. He wants you to have your full attention on Him because He's trying to tell you something for your good. It says, "Put your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and eat flesh and do what?"
For I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings and sacrifices. But this thing commanded I them,
To do what?
saying, Obey my voice.
That is the key right there. Obey His voice. All you have to do is obey His voice and do what He say. If you obey His voice, you're gonna be all good because He said obedience is better than sacrifice.
Right.
Everybody wants to sacrifice and do things that He says not to do. But when He says obey and say, I follow my commandments and do this and keep the Sabbath holy and do things like that, you don't want to do that. You want to make it on your own merit.
So they're thinking
And
that
that's-
the Lord required sacrifice.
Yeah, that's what
Like,
they think,
nah.
but He doesn't require that. What He requires is obedience. And if you go into 1 Samuel 15, that's the example that shows you, like, He's talking to Saul, like, I just wanted you to obey my voice, do what I said,
Right.
and everything would have been
Right.
good. I
So-
didn't need all that sacrifice and,
Yeah,
and all
I
the
didn't ask you to
animals.
do
Yeah, I
all
didn't
that.
ask you to do that.
Yeah, He just said
I
kill
asked you to obey my
Yeah.
voice. Period.
Kill Agag.
Kill
Right.
him.
Or
And everything
Amalek,
that was
sorry.
everything that was around too.
Right.
But keep going.
All right, 23 again. But this thing commanded I them, saying, Obey my voice, and I will be your God, and ye shall be my people, and walk ye in all my ways,
No,
all the ways,
just some of the
all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you.
And that's the problem. We like to cherry pick the ways of God. We want to do certain things that He wants us to do. Like we want to pick and get tithes from the people, but we don't want to keep the law, which the tithes is in the law. We want to say we can do all things through Christ Jesus that strengthens us, but keep the law. Keep going.
Verse 24. But they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart, and went backward and not forward.
And that's the problem. You went backwards because of the imagination of your own heart. You wanted to serve God the way you wanted to serve God. And that's why your worship is vain. Because you want to serve it the way you want to serve it. You got to get on God's page and God's page only. Period. Keep going.
Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have even sent unto you all my servants the prophets, daily rising up early and sending them. Yet they hearken not unto me, nor inclined their ear, but hardened their neck. They did worse than their fathers.
Ain't that what we was into yesterday?
Yeah.
Where we was talking to people and I'm saved already.
They didn't even want to hear it, didn't want to consider it, didn't want to hear. Right.
Give an opportunity to have a conversation.
Basically setting their own
No, just
ways.
straight up, no, I'm saved already. I don't need to talk to you. Not understanding that a prophet has just walked by you. You don't even know that the Lord is sending this prophet by you so you can get salvation.
Yeah, crazy is we had a book with us, and like you would figure, like if we saying that we deal with the same God, then you want to hear the book or look at the book what got on? No.
No, they scared of the book.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man.
Keep going.
All right, verse 27. Therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken unto thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee. But thou shalt say unto them, This is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of the Lord their God, nor receiveth correction. Truth is perished and is cut off from their mouth.
People hate correction. Give me verse
33.
33.
Yes, sir. And the carcasses of this people shall be meat for the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth, and none shall fray them away.
Yeah, you keep on doing that vain worship and not doing what God say. That's what's going to happen to you. Your carcass is going to be food for the fowls of the air. Let's go to Proverbs 14 real quick.
Proverbs 14?
Yeah, it's not on there. 14 and verse 12, just one verse, and then we'll go back to the. Because this is what goes on in people's minds.
The backslide, ready?
Yeah.
All right, the backslider in the heart shall be filled with his own ways, and a good man shall be satisfied from himself.
You said 14 and 12?
I'm sorry. There's a way that seemeth right unto man, but in the end there are the ways of death.
Yeah, it may seem right that the way you serving God, but it might be the way they are the ends of death. If you don't come to the knowledge of the true God, you're gonna lead yourself to death. Because the way you think you serving may not be the right way. Let's go to Jeremiah 8. I'm gonna do 1 through 12.
Okay. Ready? Mm-hmm. At that time, said the Lord, they shall bring out the bones of the kings of Judah, and the bones of his princes, and the bones of the priests, and the bones of the prophets, and the bones of the inhabitants of Jerusalem out of their graves, and they shall spread them before the sun and the moon and all the host of heaven, whom they have loved, and whom they have served, and after whom they have walked, and whom they have sought, and whom they have worshipped. They shall not be gathered, nor buried. They shall be for dung upon the face of the earth. And death shall be chosen rather than life by all the residue of them that remain of this evil family.
It's not going to get right, right? They just rather choose death than to get right with God and to follow his commandments and obey his voice, right? Keep going.
Which remaineth in all the places whither I have driven them, said the Lord of hosts. Moreover, thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord, shall they fall and not rise? Shall they turn away and not return? Why then is this people of Jerusalem slidden back by a perpetual backsliding?
It's a perpetual backsliding. They just going to continue to keep doing it, right? Keep going.
They hold fast deceit. They refuse to return.
See, they hold fast to deceit.
Yeah, won't let it go.
All this deception in the world, and they just love to hold on to it. They will not let it go.
Thinking that they serving the Lord, huh?
Thinking that they're doing the right thing.
Right.
It says it seems right unto man, but then the ways they are, then the death, right?
Apart from me, I never knew you.
We're going to get to that.
Woo! Yeah, man. Man, bad. Verse 6. I hearkened and heard, but they spake not right. No man repented him of his wickedness, saying, What have I done? Everyone turned to his course, as a horse rushes into battle.
Nobody is considering anything.
Right.
It's just like a dumb horse running into battle.
Right.
Don't know what's going to happen. You're just going to get killed.
Foolhardy, just running into it.
You know, like when the other countries, like they soldiers, they know they coming over here to die. They know they're not going back home.
Right.
They don't care.
Right.
They know that. That's just like them going into battle, knowing you ain't coming back. It's just dumb. Keep going.
Hey, verse 7. Yea, the stork in the heavens knoweth her appointed times, and the turtle and the crane and the swallow observe the time of their coming. But my people know not the judgment of the Lord.
So they know not the
don't
judgment.
know.
Nor
do they
don't
consider.
You know what I mean? They don't care.
Consider, man.
You know what I mean? Keep going.
Jeez. Verse 8. How do ye say, we are wise, and the law of the Lord is with us? Lo, certainly in vain made he it. The pen of the scribe is in vain. The wise men are ashamed. They are dismayed and taken. Lo, they have rejected the word of the Lord, and what wisdom is in them?
They said the pen of the scribe is in
Just
vain.
really for
Like,
nothing.
this is really for nothing. We
Right.
just doing this for nothing. We doing this for show.
Right.
We just here for nothing.
Not obeying it.
Not obeying nothing. Keep going.
Right. Verse 11. I'm sorry. Verse 10. Therefore will I give their wives unto others, and their fields to them that shall inherit them. For every one, from the least even unto the greatest, is given to covetousness. From the prophet even unto the priest. So everyone dealeth falsely.
So how the prophet and priest gonna be? They coveted. How we gonna get a good word if they coveting everything?
Right. Blind.
Blind
Gonna lead the blind right in the
you can't
both
have
of them
that.
fall into a ditch.
But keep going.
Verse 11, for they have healed the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying peace, peace, when there is no peace.
Exactly.
Well, were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore shall they fall among them that fall. In the time of their visitation they shall be cast down, saith the Lord.
And the reason why they're not ashamed, because there's no one out here trying to give them what thus say the Lord to help correct them.
Right.
If I keep letting you be in this vain worshiping and keep taking your money and not giving you the commandments to help you get salvation, I'm just doing it for vain, for nothing.
Filthy lucre.
Yes. Let's go to Deuteronomy 31. Deuteronomy 31.
Well, they doing it for filthy lucre, the priest and the prophet.
Yeah. Because that's, once they figured out that church is a big business, man, people jump into it real quick.
Right. And they strengthen in the hands of the wicked. You know what I mean? By not telling them what's right.
Exodus 31. And
Deuteronomy 31.
Deuteronomy 31.
28 to 30.
Yeah.
Okay. Gather unto me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears, and call heaven and earth to record against them.
So he said, I'm going to speak this in the elders' ears, and I'm going to call heaven and earth to record this against you.
For a witness, huh?
For a witness. Remember, Matthew is to tell you, this gospel is going to be preached through all the kingdom for a witness.
For a witness.
Not that mean that everybody going to get it, but it's going to be for a witness. Keep going.
Yes, sir. Verse 29. For I know that after my death ye will utterly corrupt yourselves.
You hear Moses right here? He said, after my death, I know y'all going to corrupt yourselves. Because y'all are hard-headed, stiff-necked people. Keep going.
And turn aside from the way which I have commanded you. And evil will befall you in the latter days, because ye will do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. And Moses spake in the ears of all the congregation of Israel the words of this song until they were ended.
Those are words of a song, right?
Yeah.
Because he knew. The Lord told him, like, man, these people are going to mess up as soon as you go, man. And they gonna come crying to me again, and I'm going to have to save them out again. Let's go to Matthew 15. I'm going to see some of this name worship.
Matthew 15, huh?
Because people esteem things over God's commandments that don't need to be esteemed over it. Matthew 15 and 1.
Right?
Yeah.
Then came to Jesus scribes and Pharisees, which were of Jerusalem, saying,
These are the religious leaders, right? They should know the law, right? They
Absolutely.
should be following the law, right? Keep going.
Why do thy disciples transgress the traditions of the elders? For they wash not their hands when they eat bread.
He said traditions of the elders, right? These ain't commandments, right?
Right.
Keep going.
But he answered and said unto them, why do ye also transgress the commandment of God by your tradition?
That's a much better question right there. Why you transgressing the commandments of God by your traditions? What else?
For God commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother. And he that curseth father or mother, let him die the death.
Yeah, that's what it should be, right?
Right.
Because you're supposed to be honoring your mother and your father, not cursing them, right?
Yep.
So you should die of the death, right?
That's what the law say.
Yeah. But what they say.
But ye say, whosoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of God of none effect by your traditions.
Yeah, so you saying, but what? Just because I take care of my mother, I can say whatever I want to her. Nah, it don't go that way. She still rules over you. That's your mother. You're supposed to give her
or
honor.
Your father, right?
And father, yes. So, what else he say?
Ye hypocrites.
Yeah, hypocrites. That's what most of the false and vain worship is. It's a bunch of hypocrites.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Ye hypocrites. Well did Isaiah the prophet prophesy of you, saying, this people draw near unto me with their mouth, and
that
honor.
lip service, that good old lip service right there. You ain't got no action behind what you saying and what you believe, right? Keep going.
And honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men.
See, we talking about doctrine for men, the commandments of men.
Right.
This is not God's commandments that we talking about. These are all vain worship from men. Let's go to Titus real quick.
Mm-hmm. 10 through 16.
Mm-hmm. Titus 1, 10 through 16. We can get there. Go ahead.
For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision.
See, vain talkers, meaning they ain't giving you nothing good at all. It's worthless. It's useless. And he said, especially of them of the circumcision, especially of Israel.
Israel, right.
We got the most false preachers and pastors in the world. All they want is that money. I have family members that are preachers,
Supposedly.
and they all they want is for you to give them their money. Keep going, dog.
11. Whose mouth must be stopped.
It must be stopped.
Right.
Keep going.
Who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's
See,
sake.
it's all for the money. It's all for the money. They're not giving you nothing to save your life. Keep going.
Mm-hmm. One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said the Cretans are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies.
Even their own people know that. Keep going.
This witness is true. Wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith.
And that's why we always trying to rebuke all this false doctrine out here, because we have to. We have to do it sharply too. But keep going.
Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth, even unto the pure,
Unto the pure.
Unto the pure, all things are pure. But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure.
Exactly.
But even their mind and conscience is defiled. They profess that they know God, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient, and unto every good work reprobate.
See, and that's what I'm saying with this vain worship, because they always professing that they know Jesus. But when it comes to their works, they deny him by what they do.
Yeah, your works is going to prove out.
Let's go to Psalm 78. Psalm 78, 36, and 37. When you get there, go ahead.
Nevertheless, they did flatter him with their mouth, and they lied unto him with their tongue. For their heart is not right with him, neither were they steadfast in his covenant.
See, they don't take hold of his covenant, because his covenants is
talking about
dealing
Israel.
with the commandments.
Right.
So if you're not dealing with the commandments, you're not under that covenant that you need to be dealing with. Let's go to
Right.
Isaiah 29. And 9 through 13.
Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine.
Hold on, he said they are drunken, but not with wine. So what we talking about? We talking about that false doctrine that keep being out here, that people keep eating off of. Keep going.
They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Who poured it out on?
The Lord.
And what else?
And have closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers. The seers hath he covered.
So if your prophets and your rulers can't see, what are you getting from them? Like he said, the blind leading the blind.
And they ain't reporting.
And they both gonna fall into a ditch. You gonna get what they think of their own merit. Keep going.
Verse 11. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee.
And what he said?
And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Wherefore the Lord said, said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth, and their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear towards me is taught by the precepts of men.
Yeah, and the precepts of men ain't really teaching his fear, because they're telling you his commandments are done away with, which that's the part that helps you get your fear. Keep going. Well, that was it, right?
That's it. Ezekiel 33.
Ezekiel 33. Yeah. Ezekiel
30 to
33.
33.
Go ahead.
Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people are still talking against thee by the wall and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one unto his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord.
That sounds very good. Don't it?
Sound like they really about their life, right? And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people.
Yeah, they sitting there, right?
And they hear thy words, but they will not do them.
That's the part. You can't just sit there and act like his people and not do what he say. It's the action behind it. Keep going.
For with their mouth they show much love,
Yes.
but their heart goes after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this is come to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet has been among them.
Yeah, because when you go talk to people, bro, it sounds so good what you saying. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there next week. And you never see them after that. Let's go to
Malachi.
Malachi.
Three and 14. Malachi 3 and 14.
Go ahead.
Ye have said, it is vain to serve God.
You said it's vain to worship God, meaning it's good for nothing. Like there's no profit in worshiping God. You tripping. Keep going.
And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinances, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts?
Yeah, the profit is that you're going to get salvation and live eternally with him. If not, you're going to be in the lake of fire, burning forever. Keep going.
That's it.
Let's go to Matthew 7, 21 and 23. Skip that scripture right there.
Matthew 7, 21 through 23.
And this is what's going to happen if you keep vainly worshiping the Lord.
Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name cast out devils?
These ain't the pimp and the prostitute, right? These is church-going folks, right?
Right.
Keep going.
And in thy name cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works. Then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
So don't let your worship be in vain. Make sure you know the God that you serve and serve him in spirit and in truth to the fullest. And that was, don't let your worship be in vain. And I hope you have some understanding in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name. All right. Very good. Very good, sir.